Hello, this is your host, Danielle Tasso, and I'd like to welcome you to our call today with our very special guest, Nan Akasha. Nan Akasha is a #1 best-selling author who's been featured in Fast Company magazine as one of the top 20 business leaders to watch, as well as honored as one of the top women in e-commerce from We magazine. With over 28 years' experience in building businesses, founder of the New Feminine Economy, a renowned business mentor, and creator of the New Feminine Success Formula, Nan has combined her knowledge and intuitive visions to create quantum leaps in power, voice, and money. Her global spiritual experience has led her to create one of the most powerful clearing tools designed to get to the core of any blocks you encounter and create a wealthy lifestyle. Hailed as the fairy godmother of money, Nan has an uncanny ability to get to the heart of many obstacles with her warm and humorous approach. Her messages are filled with powerful and practical knowledge that can be put to immediate use in your daily life right now and create profound breakthroughs. On this call today, you're going to discover how it is that we are wired for success but programmed to struggle, how to release the past pain and parents' programming, how to turn off the under-earning gene, 3 fast ways to flip your success switches in your DNA and open your unique path to success, and how to experience high-income hypnosis to unlock your abundance DNA right on this call. So, Nan, thank you so much for joining us today, and welcome to the call.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here. I always love talking about this topic.
Awesome. We're very excited to have you. And before we get into all of those wonderful bullet points and this exciting call, can you just give us a few minutes to tell us about yourself and how you got to this point in your life and how you've created all this amazing success?
Well, like everybody who's gone through what they've needed to go through to get to success, it's been a lots of fun ups and downs. So I have a pretty dramatic story. Everybody has a story. Lots of ups and downs. Basically just came from a very average Midwestern family that taught me, the harder you work, the better person you are, and that's all you really need to do is just work hard and pay your bills on time and tell the truth and everything will work out. And it didn't. And so I was a major high overachiever. My parents were very honest, hardworking, reliable people and didn't know what they were doing, like most parents, programming. Now my specialty, knowing how we're programmed, how our mind and our beliefs are programmed. And the beliefs I got were that I wasn't good enough and I didn't deserve things. And so I was constantly in a mode of wanting to win approval and love from my family and other people, and was overachieving at everything and, sports and whatever I did. And I got out of college and went into fashion design in LA and opened my own business. It exploded, did about $1 million the first year, and 3.5 years later I had to close it. If anybody was around in the late 80s, the economy went down and the department stores all basically bought each other and then declared bankruptcy and didn't pay anybody. So I had lots of money owed to me, and I literally couldn't stay in business. So now I look back at that as one of the most powerful experiences of my life. But at the time, I was completely devastated, and it's what I call a deconstruction of life. When everything you believe and everything that you thought was true or real or would work just falls apart around you. And I was completely lost. I didn't know what to do next because everything that I'd worked for or become an expert at, I was no longer doing. And it was what kicked me on what I call my spiritual search. I really didn't have any spiritual upbringing, and I thought there has to be something else, right? So I went out with the question, how do we create our reality? And been asking that for 27 or more years now. And started learning energy work and healing work and animal communication. And I did a lot of energy work and healing work for many years. I started leading people in meditation, taking groups to Egypt and all kinds of fabulous things like that. And just really got to the core. I kept saying, well, what's underneath that? And what's underneath that? And what I really wanted to know was, how do we make choices or think or whatever it is? I wanted to know, how do we work, right? We don't come with a manual. Nobody said, here's the rules of the game, and if you do this, this is how you drive the car. And so what I discovered was really that everything is energy, which is wonderful now. Almost the most of the world is learning that. And that means we're energy and we're all made up of the same things. And so I kept going deeper and deeper. And every time things would go well, I would try to decipher why or how. And every time things didn't come out the way that I'd hoped, I tried to look, well, what's underneath that? And I began to become a specialist at locating blocks in our minds, in our bodies, in our emotions, actually literally blocking us from being able to see or be aware of things. And throughout the time then, I had a daughter who died, which was another big deconstruction of my life. I thought all this spiritual work that I'd learned was like, oh, I'm a good person now, and I do all this wonderful work, and I meditate every day, so nothing bad will happen to me ever again. And that all fell apart. And then I adopted twin girls who are now 16. They were 8 weeks premature, and I adopted them at birth and got to bring them home from the hospital. And I opened a real estate investing company when they were 5, and I had no idea why I wanted to do that, but I sold my business and stayed home with my kids, and I was really ready to build another business. I've been building businesses for almost 30 years. I've had 5 different businesses, and all of them except for one were multi-6 or 7-figure businesses, so it's kind of who I am. And so I got into this, and my husband got very upset. He thought I was going to lose all of our money. He didn't speak to me for 2 months. I had to really go within, and this is really key for what we're talking about, right? Accessing and awakening to your abundance. This was one of the key things that I learned, is that even when it's the people closest to us, we still have to stay true to who we are. And it was a really difficult place because I was very much a people pleaser. I was very much wanting to accommodate and make everyone happy. And I had to decide, do I not follow this path, which was just burning inside of me, and I had no logical reason to say why I wanted to do that particular business. It was just, I knew it was what I was supposed to do. Do I follow my path? Do I stay true to what my inner voice is saying? And it was a very challenging thing. But 2 months later, I bought 5 properties. The first one I sold to somebody else in 2 weeks and made $10,000. So it got a little bit better. I did that business for probably about 10 years. I did exceptionally well. I got started to speak. People would ask me to speak and teach on what I did, and that's how I became a speaker. And then I got off stage, and people would want me to coach. And I'm like, but I'm not a coach. And they're like, I don't care. With all your adversaries, you can help me. And so that's kind of how I became a coach. And it really was. I mean, that inner voice telling me to do that was absolutely correct. It was one of the most phenomenal, powerful, and spiritual experiences of my life. I grew more in that business than anything else I've ever done. And I've had some profound experiences, meditating in the King's Chamber in the pyramid for 4 hours with a group of people. We blew out the power for a mile radius,
Wow.
And it just, amazing stuff. And I really am such a passionate entrepreneur, which is why I like to coach entrepreneurs, because I think business is the most profound path of personal and spiritual growth. And I met people, and it was phenomenal. But at the end of it, I realized I had to get out of that 25-year marriage, and that was the next deconstruction. I went from being a multimillionaire. I owned 80 properties. I thought I was set for life finally, and over 3 years, the whole thing came down. And in the end, I owned nothing. I went through a bankruptcy, and I didn't even know where I was going to live. And so I had to start all over, and I had no backup. My mother disowned me during that. She didn't want anything to do with the divorce. She was convinced I was the evil culprit because I wanted out of the marriage. And so I was standing there alone in middle age with nothing and 2 children saying, what do I do now? And yet again, having to come back. So I think for me, the power of the journey is in life, having the opportunity to go through all those ups and downs and find within them a gem, a diamond, an opportunity, and gain strength and courage and self-love and ability to master my mind and my emotions and direct and create my reality more on purpose. That's what that was all about, and so I'm very grateful for it, and it's made me perfect to help people through lots of ups and downs. So then I started my company that I have now, got online and started coaching people and did a class called The Spirit of Money, and was really became engaged in seeing that no matter what somebody came to me for, that if we started with their relationship with money, we released so much blockage, so much pain, so much guilt, so much shame, so many false and limiting beliefs about the world, about money, about themselves, that it rippled out into every other area of their life. It rippled out into their relationships, into how they felt about themselves, into their health, into their finances. I now have this amazing international coaching business, and I get to speak and work with phenomenal people all over the world who want to release their vision and get those inner blocks out that are keeping them from speaking up, owning their value, and charging their value, because we can't live anymore denying that we need money. You know, there's too much of that. It's not spiritual. It's not what's important. It doesn't make you happy. Well, maybe not, but you need air and you need water and then you need money and then you can have some food. So,
right.
So the biggest thing is that I'm on a mission to completely transform the wealth consciousness of the world and change how we see and perceive money and ourselves. So I want to help people really get that if you're in struggle around money and how you're going to survive, you cannot live your highest potential. You cannot give your best to people. You cannot serve at your highest level. And you most likely don't even know your full purpose on the planet because you're so consumed with the fear around survival. How can I pay the rent? Or I feel guilty or ashamed. I'm a failure again, whatever it is. So I find this is really, what you're teaching people here is so important, and it's abundance in every area of your life. Yes, love, friendship, that's wealth. But if we don't crack this one part of it, we're going to literally stay in struggle. And I don't want to see that anymore because imagine if we released the full potential of everybody on this planet. It would be unbelievable.
Nan, this is a really exciting call, and I'm glad to be speaking with you. I would like to start off with asking about this being wired for success and programmed to struggle. Can you elaborate on that?
Absolutely. Well, one of the things that I love was that in my journey of figuring out how do we create our reality, how do we get the results that we want, how do we have a happier life, make more money, whatever it is figuring out what's underneath that and how do we work. We experience our reality through our mind. It's the tool through which we experience our reality. And our mind is literally, we are personally wired for success. We don't come here with desires that we can't fulfill. We don't come here to be punished and suffer. One of the very common things I hear from my clients is that they feel like the kid on the outside of the candy store, right? They're looking in and everybody else gets to have what they want and I don't. And with the number one biggest limiting belief on the planet being I'm not good enough in some form or another, we've got to really see that doesn't come from truth. That doesn't come with us when we are born. That is not a natural thing. It's certainly not guidance from God or source. So what we struggle with throughout our lives, the reason we're not just like, oh, yeah, I love that. That's what I want to do, and we just go towards it, and we do it, and we learn it, and then we move to the next thing. Our life doesn't tend to flow that way because up to age 7, we don't have a conscious, critical mind that we can reject things, and we are literally taking on the beliefs and the attitudes and perceptions from our family or whoever's raising us, our authority figures and other things around us. And we're so impressionable because at the same time, we're emotionally experiencing and growing. And what happens for everybody at some point is we come in and hopefully there's a short period where you feel very loved. You feel very fulfilled. You feel nurtured, adored. You feel secure. And we have natural desires. So we naturally want to be loved. We naturally want to feel secure. We naturally want to have a sense of worth and significance. And we get all this from our parents or whoever is raising us. But at some point we make a mistake, right? We break something or we don't understand why. It's just what happens. Kids do things. Parents get stressed out. And at some point we experience the pain of disapproval. We have that experience where our parent or caregiver takes away that love. It takes away that sense of security. And we make a decision in our mind from that level of perspective where we say, oh, my gosh, this is so painful. I don't ever want to feel this again. How can I prevent that? And at a very deep level, at the level of making a vow, this is how you form beliefs. So this is the programming. So we come in, we're already wired. We're made for success. We're literally a transformer. We take in the natural energy from the field of abundance, from the universe that everything is made of, and it moves through us, and based on what we're focused on, what our passion is, what we do with that energy within us, we bring in this raw, abundant energy that's flowing all around us in the never-ending flow and through us. And then based on whatever it is we decide to put our focus on, we decide something means, what we want to go after, that's how we create in our world. So you're literally wired for success. You're made to be the creator of your reality. You're made to be the captain of your life. But we aren't taught that. In fact, we're told as a child that the world doesn't revolve around us, so we can't have everything we want, and who do you think you are, and don't be greedy, and don't be vain, and all these crazy things. So that's the programming. So when I say you're wired for success and you're programmed for struggle, is that that's what happens, because all of a sudden you take on beliefs that I'm not good enough. And in order to win that love and that security back again, I've got to change who I am, because I must be a bad person for this wonderful, loving person to take that love away. And we start to get the be a good little girl syndrome and try to win that approval. And pretty much most of the population at some level is still seeking that. From a very core level in some form or another. We're seeking approval. We're seeking to belong. We're seeking for people to agree with us, to like us. But a belief is so powerful when it's embedded in your subconscious mind that it runs the show. It filters everything coming into your reality, goes through your subconscious mind before you can consciously be aware of it. So you could be missing opportunities, clients, all kinds of things that are right there, right now around you. And this is something I do with my clients. I help them become aware of the solutions and the opportunities and the money and the clients that are already there for them. But you could not be aware of it because it comes in filtered through that part. So you build all these beliefs up as a child. So what I usually tell people is that the struggle that you're having, if you're not achieving your results, if you're not living the lifestyle that you want, if you're not moving forward and progressing and expanding and enjoying your life, you're having a struggle between who you were designed to be and who you were told you were or told you could be. And this is a huge gap and a huge battle that goes on within everybody. And believe me, I've taken many, many, many years to go deeper and deeper within it. 16 years of being a hypnotherapist for people, 20 years of being a business coach. I can tell you I've seen almost everything, and yet it's the most fascinating thing to continuously see how deep this affects people, and not just people who are struggling. I mean, very, very successful people. I have a client who, I think he was making $2 to $3 million in his business for years, 10, 15 years. This was a common thing. The minute he decided this whole new project came to him, he started having conversations with people who were billionaires, who were doing things like, people who started Yahoo, these kind of people. And now that was up-leveling for him outside of his comfort zone, and he immediately hit the wall of these programs. So when we achieve a certain goal, he had to get through those programs to get to making $2 million and feel good about that he was good at what he did. And now that was normal for him. That was his new belief system. And it was over and over and over. He was repeating the pattern, and it was working. But now he wanted to go to a new level. And that subconscious mind is programmed to keep you where you are now, because it says, you're the one that programmed me, this is what you want, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep you here. So the first thing that popped up in his head was, well, who do you think you are? You're getting pretty big for your britches. And it was, his mom in his head. And so he called me up, and we dove in and started to clear that so that he could go to the next level for him. So this is the programming is something that you will probably in your lifetime, even if you work on it every day, you're never going to transform all of it. But one of the most important things you can do to not only allow your abundance in, but to really live a life that's fulfilling and design it the way that you are meant to have it, is to redesign your belief system on purpose and your self-image, because this is where you operate from. And if you have goals of any kind, you can't get to making $10,000 a month if you're making $5,000 a month by just working hard or putting up a new website or, hiring a new marketing team or whatever. You personally have to change. You have to be a different person. That means you have to think different thoughts. You have to think about things in a different way. You have to feel differently, and you have to take actions, and they need to be congruent.
And in order to do that, you have to get inside and change that programming so that it's in alignment with what you would think and believe as a person who had those results. So this is the big gap that people try to cross whenever they're trying to improve their lives or increase their income or change in some way. And it's really the key to success, because what we see is most people try and work very hard and put in more hours or try to diet or whatever it is, and eventually they snap back to where they were. And the reason is they haven't gone in and changed that programming.
That is great explanation. It really enables us to understand exactly what's going on. However, what can we do to actually get rid of it? I know you gave us some examples of some people that you've worked with, but how do we accelerate our results so that we can unprogram ourselves or change this information that we have in our brains and actually, live the life that we want and create abundance and wealth and health and, how do we reprogram ourselves?
Well, that's the fun part, because you have the ability to reprogram. And so that's the great part. You're not stuck with it. And you are the one who is in control of your mind, even though it doesn't feel like it to most people. And so this is what I like is the fun part. This is the part I like to help people with. And in a little bit, we've created an amazing offer for everybody that's going to give them an opportunity to have things that actually do it by just plugging in something and flipping a switch and listening to something. So it's something that can happen. Newest studies, neuroscience studies out there, they're starting to map the brain. They're starting to actually be able to watch the brain as people are thinking positive thoughts or negative thoughts or whatever, and see what areas light up. So it's a very exciting time. Wow. And you have the ability. And so right now, the results that are coming back are saying that it takes about 50 days, so almost 2 months, to completely embed a new belief and create a new habit. So you have to recognize this is going on many levels. When you want to create a new belief, when you want to do something new and create confidence around it so you can do it regularly, and then your subconscious mind takes it over, that's basically your goal. So if you look at it like this, my goal is to make $10,000 a month, to serve 10 new clients, and to make this kind of an impact on the world. Okay. Then you say, okay, in order to do that, I'm going to have to what? I'm going to have to speak on stage. Maybe that's scary to you. Or I'm going to have to talk to more clients. Ooh, I don't like having those sales conversations, or whatever your thing is, right? So you identify that, and now your goal isn't to fight against it or to get into the drama or the emotion around the fear of failure or the fear of rejection or the fear of charging your value or whatever that fear is that fear is not truth. Ever, 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 okay? It's not from a guidance from source. It is complete crap from your subconscious mind that is designed to distract you, procrastinate you, make you sick, create chaos, do whatever it can to keep you from moving to this new level. So you just recognize what you're doing is you need to plan on taking about 2 months of daily, focus to embed a new belief and a new habit that then your subconscious now is your ally in, because it's going to totally automate it for you and it's going to become natural. And if you really do give yourself an opportunity to do this every day, which one of the my best-selling course ever internationally is in this bundle we created for you, and it tells you what to do every day. It gives you audio, it gives you exactly what to do, and it's very simple. You just plug it in, do it, and then move on with your life. If you do that for yourself, you will see the most fast, profound changes in how you feel about yourself and the results you get in every area of your life. But you have to commit to that, and you have to be realistic. You're rewiring your brain. You're creating a new neural pathway in your brain, and you're interrupting an old one, and you want it to kind of overgrow, like, a path nobody walks down anymore. You want it to get all overgrown with weeds. And then those habits, they're embedded in your body. Your subconscious mind is not this nebulous thing that's hanging around. It's actually in your cells, and, it's in you. So you have these automatic reactions. So you can recognize this, and you can go through a process of, one, awareness, okay? Then the next is you have to reframe it. You have to decide a new meaning. So if you tend to fear talking about money, very common fear. I help people with their money issues, their fears, their stories, and help them build businesses because it's very difficult to run a business if you can't talk about money. Even if you have a job, right? You need to negotiate your salary. You need to be able to have this conversation. So if you have that, then that fear around it, if you become aware, okay, you know what, I really struggle, or I get nervous, or I don't follow through with having the rest of the conversation, or I get nervous and I don't really do very well with this, then you want a different result. You want to know, well, what's the results that you want? And then you become aware, okay, well, what is the feeling? What's the fear? What do you think is going to happen? The most common ones for people are fear of rejection, because we're very tied into what other people think. It goes back to that approval thing we were talking about. So you can't run a business and you don't want to run your life based on trying to win approval and please everybody. And yet that's what most people do, and most women do. And it drains you because you can't please everybody, and you can't wait around for the people in your life to agree with you or to, say they're sorry or whatever. You've got to take that power back in. You have to literally say, I'm listening to my one authority within me, your inner voice, whatever that is to you. And that's got to become your guidance. Your desires, your strong, like, oh, I really want to live here, or have a business that does that, or start a charity, or whatever that deep driving desire in you, it's there for a reason. It's part of your wiring. It was wired in there because if you follow it and you go for it, no matter if you know how or not, it's going to lead you to what you need to learn, what you need to know, what you need to let go of, what you need to become in order to fulfill yourself. And so if you give yourself, I'm going to give myself this time, and I understand I am changing an old habit that's been there probably since day one, or say, when I was 3 or whatever, and you depersonalize it. Take yourself out of it. Don't be like, beat yourself, oh, I'm such a loser, I did it again today, or, I went and ate that cake today and I didn't want to, whatever it is. Do an acceptance process. There's levels of human consciousness. The lowest on the scale is shame. The highest on the scale that they measured is enlightenment. Each step up the scale is exponential. It's not just one. Shame is so close to the vibration of death that when you feel shame, you have pretty much no energy to do anything. But what do we do if we're been programmed to feel ashamed because we're not successful enough, or we're overweight, or we're not perfect in whatever issue? Almost everybody has some shame programming. And I even saw a TV show the other day where this woman said, oh, you should be ashamed of yourself. And I thought, oh, what an absolutely horrendous thing to say to somebody, because it just sucks away all your energy. You're vibrating at such a low level that you can't be excited about anything. You don't want to go anywhere. You don't want to see anybody. You can't get creative. You can't get your courage up to go talk to people. I mean, you can't operate from this level. And yet there's a lot of that going on inside of everybody. So you've got to depersonalize it. You don't get all, I'm this and that. You got to say, you know what? This isn't truth. I wasn't created as a shameful being. Nothing I have done or hasn't done has any reflection on my value. I'm a phenomenal being that was created with a purpose, and this shame is not serving me. I can't live my purpose with it. So that means it cannot be in alignment with truth. And then you have to start to separate yourself and literally move yourself up the scale. The one I recommend you look at is about 3 or 4 from the top, and it's called acceptance. And I had a perception, and a lot of people have the perception, that that's weakness. It's not. You're actually accepting that you have the power to change it. You're accepting whatever is, whatever you've done, whatever you are. That's why self-acceptance, or what I call power, owning your power, is about accepting who you are, accepting that you're here on purpose, accepting that you were designed this way. You were designed to want these things. And everybody who told you you had to change or you weren't right, they were wrong. That was their programming. You have to let go of it. You can't please other people. Once you do that and you just accept where you are, now you can make a choice and get yourself to the neutral zone, I call it. So you get yourself into a space where you're not super happy, but you're not pulled down by shame or guilt or fear or anything like that. You're just sitting there in a neutral space. Now you can think clearly. You can make a choice. You can say, does this thought serve me? Is this moving me towards my goal? Am I acting and feeling and thinking in a way that's going to get me the results that I desire? If you're not, then you've got to look for what the program is underneath it and replace it. And I just recommend that you just write them down on a piece of paper. You can have one side that says, I use poor girl or poor brain, the other side, wealthy woman or rich brain. And you write down your negative limiting beliefs around anything on one side, and you design your beliefs that you need to have if you are coming from that place knowing you are worthy and not buying into any of this nonsense programming. You design that so that when those feelings come up, you've already pre-prepared what you really need to flip to. So you become a master at flipping your own switch. You become a master at being aware of your state, being aware of your energy, being aware of when you're triggered to start feeling bad or feeling, wanting to avoid something. Like for me, it used to be if I was criticized, if somebody was disappointed in me, because that's what my parents used, shame and disappointment. If it happened, then I would feel this horrible feeling in my stomach, like it was sinking in, and I'd want to immediately go eat Cheetos. Like I wanted to go eat junk food. And that was my way of coping, okay, as a kid. Well, I reprogrammed that as an adult, and this is what I help people do.
Nan, do you have something that we could possibly do on this call that could help us get started right away?
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't we go through and we'll see what comes. We'll go through a little hypnosis session, and we'll unlock our abundance DNA.
That would be fantastic. I'm ready.
Okay, good. So what we want to do is, first let me just explain something really quickly, that your DNA is actually at your control. And I know that there's a lot of medical things out now that don't say that. They're like, oh, we've discovered that, when you're born this way, it's because this and that. Well, you can actually flip your DNA on and off. And if you read the biology belief, there's a whole new science on this. They've proven it. It's phenomenal. And basically your perception, which is based on your beliefs, right, how you perceive something, what you think it means, that actually determines which parts of your DNA are flipped on and flipped off. And so they've even have documented cases of like multiple people with multiple personalities who've developed multiple personalities to cope with, traumatic and stressful situations. So just look at this. If you think it's hard to switch a belief, right, if you think that you can't change your nature, if you're finding it difficult to get past a particular fear or pattern or habit that you have, imagine this. They have cases where the client comes in and in their original state, their person that they were born as before they split personalities, they've got blue eyes, and this one woman was very allergic to chickens. In fact, if she came anywhere near a chicken, she would go into anaphylactic shock, and it was very, very serious. Now, in a second, she would flip to another personality. Her eye color would change. In that second, now she has brown eyes, and she could literally roll around in a chicken yard and not even sneeze. So when you see that, you can no longer convince yourself that you aren't in control. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. So I want you, when you're going into this, I want you to suspend your disbelief, okay? I want you to just take all of your experiences of having the struggle of getting what you want or changing habits or whatever it is that you have your belief around the programs, because almost everybody nowadays is pretty aware that they've got some limiting beliefs and they run into them fairly often. And I want you to just suspend that, and I want you to go into this as you're relaxing, as you're just getting settled into your chair. Make sure that you can relax so that your hands and your feet can let go, and if you have a way of supporting your neck, that would be really wonderful. So just get comfortable in your chair right now and relax into it. And I want you to just close your eyes and go into this with this understanding. I have the ability to flip on and off my literal DNA to support the dreams, desires, and goals that I have, that I am wired for success. that I did come here with everything I need. I am here on a fully funded mission. I was not sent here to be alone or to struggle. The struggle has come from what I was told I needed to do, or I was, or what was true. But the world of lack is not truth. And anywhere there is one half of something, the other half has to exist, like a yin and yang. So anywhere you see lack, in the very same space, there is abundance. Any problem or question that you have, there is a solution for. The supply is already here. The answer came first, or you wouldn't have the problem or the question. So going into this with that premise in your mind, clear that you are ready and willing to be the master of your mind again, to take control of what things mean, and to flip on and off the switches in your very own DNA, the ones that don't support you anymore off, and the ones that you've hidden or buried or been afraid of and turned off back on. So just coming with that, take a nice slow deep breath in and just allow it to circulate, feel it, imagine that it has a color and a light and it's moving through your cells and relaxing your muscles. And then just let that breath go nice and slow down your body, feeling yourself relaxing and letting go. And take another nice, slow, deep breath in. Again, allowing that color, that light, that breath to get into all your cells, relaxing your muscles, cleansing, clearing, healing. And let it go very slowly. Feel it moving down your body. Feel yourself relaxing deeply into your chair. It's like you're deflating, like a little air raft in the pool. And take one more nice, slow, deep breath in through your nose again. Feel it circulating, feel it moving, and relaxing your body. And now allow that breath to slowly come out of your mouth and feel yourself relaxing deeper and deeper. Good. You're doing perfectly. So relaxing now, just breathing normally, nice and easy, in and out. Just feel your whole body, feel where your back meets the chair. Feel where your legs hit the chair. Feel where your feet are on the ground. And just feel all of your muscles letting go. Just allow the thought to move right through your mind and down into your cells. Relax. Just relax. Letting go deeper and deeper, feeling a warmth moving through your body, over your head and your scalp, feeling the muscles in your forehead and your cheeks relaxing, feeling your neck and your throat relaxing, letting go, letting the chair take the full weight of your head down into your shoulders, relaxing deeper and deeper, into the muscles of your arms, down to your elbows. The warmth moves into your forearms, relaxing yourself deeper. You feel all those muscles that work so hard in your wrists and your hands and your fingers. Just letting go. Just dropping everything and letting go. And relaxing even deeper, feeling this sinking into your muscles, letting everything else support you. And that warmth goes down your back, into your shoulder blades, down into your waist, down into your hips, relaxing more and more deeply. feeling a sense of warmth and peace, feeling fully present, focused on the sound of my voice, concentrating easily and relaxing effortlessly. Relaxing deeper, you feel that warmth going into your chest and your heart and into all your internal organs, feeling so deeply relaxed, letting go, feeling it moving into your hips and down your legs, relaxing down deep into your muscles, deep into your bones, feeling so peaceful and relaxed in your knees and your calves, down into your ankles. Feeling the last little bit of nervous or blocked energy just pouring out of your feet and your toes. Relax, deeply relax. Now in this place, just feel yourself, just be, just allow your alert and aware mind to feel into yourself and into the space around you. Feeling a sense of peace, a sense of connection. Just noticing that space, that energy that's touching your skin. Allow your awareness to just rest there and reach out little by little into that space, that energy right around your body, and feel how welcoming it is. Feel how abundant it is. Feel how loving it is. This is the field of abundance. It's filled with unconditional love and yes. It only and ever says yes. Yes, we love you. Yes, you can have that. Yes, we'll support you. Yes. You begin to feel how far out that flow and that energy and that yes goes. And as you become aware more and more of that soothing, beautiful, rich energy all around you, you realize it's not just outside of you, it's moving through you. It's moving in and out with your breath, and in and out with your heartbeat and your bloodstream, moving in and out of your body and your mind in a never-ending flow. You become very aware there's no limit to this energy, to this field, to this generosity, to the yes. There's no end. There's no boundary. That it's just there, that it's always been there. And you relax even deeper, feeling such peace and love and support and acceptance. And as you allow that to just pour in, and you become aware of how it's moving through your cells and your veins and your lungs and your mind, you feel as if you're expanding. Lighter and lighter and lighter. You feel yourself expanding and light. And you begin to feel almost as if you're floating. You begin to float up, feeling lighter and clearer, and feeling within you as you become lighter and lighter and lighter, a newfound conviction, a joy, a happiness. Yes, I'm ready to reclaim my abundance. I'm ready to reclaim my value. I'm ready to accept myself, that I'm me for a reason and on purpose, and that all that I desire has already been provided. I'm ready to reclaim what I've hidden, what I feared I wasn't good enough for, what I feared would make me lose approval, love, or security. I'm ready to be who I was designed to be and enjoy life and program myself for success and joy and abundance and love. And as this joy and the conviction in you expand, you feel strong and you rise up higher and higher and higher. You feel the strength and conviction within you becoming a driving force. You feel deep within you something rising up, something you buried long, long ago. And as it bubbles up to the surface, as it begins to come, you feel, yes, I am ready for this. I am no longer willing to play small, to tolerate less, to compromise, to settle, to try to be what I'm not. This is the moment that I feel all the support of the universe around me and within me. I feel in this field of abundance people cheering me on, joy and rejoicing. And I feel more strength and more conviction. And as I rise up and up and up, I realize that all around me and within me are the answers and the solutions to everything I could ever need. And there's just one thing that I have to reclaim. And as it's beginning to bubble up within you, you feel yourself letting go, letting it rise up, letting the fear or the apprehension, letting the resistance, letting the habits, letting the voices, the people that have been in your head, just letting them all go, releasing them, letting them pour out of you. And as they pour out of you, they just dissolve and disappear and go back into pure, abundant source energy. And as you let go of all of those rules and let go of all of those limitations, and you feel them leaving you through your head and your back and your mind and your heart and your toes, you just continue to say, yes, I accept who I am. Yes, I'm ready to open and receive that part of me that I've locked away. And all the feelings and memories and fears and reasons why you locked away your power, you locked away your abundance, you locked away something that was key for you, begins to come back. And as it rises up within you, you simply accept it and let it move out of you. You no longer need to own it. It's not yours. You let it go back to source, back to the people who gave it to you. Thank you very much, but I don't need this anymore. And now you see and feel this beautiful box, this locked treasure box floating up. And there it is inside of you. And you go within and you walk up and you see this beautiful chest. It's just gorgeous. You see all the fine detail. You reach out and you touch it. You can feel it. And you'll think, I have this very vague memory of this. I know I put something in here, something that was very important to me, some part of me that I didn't feel I should allow out. And I know that now I'm ready to reclaim that part of me, that part that I was afraid of or ashamed of or embarrassed of, that part that was too strong and too big and too willing to speak up, or that part that was full of life and belief that I could have what I wanted. Whatever it is, it's in there. And you begin to realize you're ready to reclaim that, and you need the key. And you look around you, and you see a table. And on that table, there's a big, beautiful key. There's a little note attached to it, and you pick it up and you read the note, and it says, before you can use this key and unlock your abundance and flip your switch and turn on the things within you that will give you the ideas and the energy and the focus and the clarity and the purpose and everything you need to achieve and allow and receive your abundance, you have to let something go. So you remove that note and you pick up the key and you go back over to the box, and standing in front of the box, holding the key in your hand, you take a moment and you ask, because it's right there, you'll know instantaneously, if not already, what is it that I have to let go of? What thought, what blame, what belief, what habit, what fear? What is it? What do I have to leave behind in order to open my abundance? What can no longer exist together with it? My belief in lack, my belief I'm not good enough, my belief that there's not enough. There's something very, very important. As soon as you're aware of it, I want you to allow it to come up within you. And you see that right there, there's a beautiful jar. And you open that jar and you just feel all of this, whatever it is you've decided, I'm letting go of this. I'm no longer attached to this. I'm no longer holding it as true for me. I'm no longer agreeing to this agreement. I'm no longer living by this rule. Whatever it is, you let it come up and out of you, and it fills that jar. You feel it. You let the memories come up, and the anger and the fear and the whatever needs to come up. You don't even need to know what it is. You just say all of it out now into the jar. You shut that jar and you put it down. You take a deep breath. Yes. Oh my gosh, I feel enormous. I feel light. There's so much space in me now. There's so much room for abundance. There's so much room for possibility. There's so much room for clarity and focus and fun. And taking that space, ready to fill it back with your abundance. You take the key, and when you're ready, turn it in the lock, open it up, and see what you put inside there. Just allow yourself to open that. And see whatever's inside of there. Take it out, hold it in your hands. Allow yourself to see and remember what it was. What was that part of you that you locked away? Because you feared that it wasn't going to keep you safe. It was going to create rejection. It was going to create failure. It was going to create something. But now you see it and you rejoice and you hold it close to you and you feel it beginning to meld into your heart and into your skin and become part of you again. You feel it moving up from your hands, through your arms, through your veins. You feel this strength and this warmth and this richness moving up and into your heart. Through your throat, you feel your throat opening, and you feel it moving into your mind and your brain, and you feel your clarity expanding, and you feel aware of new things, and you feel it moving down into your chest, into your belly, into your legs, opening and unlocking. It's soothing, and it's reminding you of what it felt like to be whole, to believe in yourself, to know that you had a purpose, to absolutely have faith that whatever you wanted was here. You feel a sense of joy and possibility that you haven't felt in years, and you let it course through your veins, pumping. You accept it. You say, yes, this is me. This is permanently a part of me now and forever. It will never go away. I have rejoined with my abundance, my worthiness. I have reclaimed this shadow part of me that I was ashamed of or afraid of, and now I have the power. I own the power. I am, in this moment, full and complete, absolutely here on purpose, accepting and loving myself and you feel all the little switches going off inside of you all over your body. You feel your cells opening. They're dancing. They're pumping out awesome energy. They're in parties happening all throughout you. Yes, yes. And you feel all around you the abundance, field of possibilities, the joy, all the other parts of the universe rejoicing. Yes, yes, yes. As you feel your entire energetic structure and makeup shifting. And you feel yourself tall, rejuvenated, refreshed. You feel your face going up, a smile on your face. You feel the clarity in your eyes, in your third eye, in your ability to tune in and see the solution. You suddenly realize all around you within this field of abundance is everything at the end of your fingertips. It's so much easier than you thought. You feel that ease, that grace, that support that you know is permanently there, always saying yes, yes, yes. And with a smile on your face and a yes in your heart, you begin to come back into your body, into this moment, into the chair. Put your hands on your heart and just push down ever so lightly and say to yourself, yes, I am whole. Yes, I reclaim my abundance. Yes, I am worthy. Yes, I will honor the truth of who I am. And I will commit to staying in this space and reminding myself of this feeling and coming back into this moment. And I can remember it just like that in any time I need to, so that I can reprogram my mind to support me to feel this way every day and in every situation, to see the solutions, not the blocks, to believe in my purpose and my desire, not doubt it, to doubt my doubts and throw them away and turn my back on them. Yes, I have the power now to create my life on purpose. And just relax and allow yourself to come back into your chair. Move your fingers and your toes and allow yourself to rest and relax and come back slowly into the moment.
I'm back.
Oh, so how was that?
That was fantastic. That was a great experience. What a journey. That was really exciting. I feel abundant right now.
Good. So you want to anchor that in. You literally program yourself. You flip your switch. You change your beliefs. You make it easier for you to get the results you want by doing this, by doing things like this, because you give yourself a new experience. The only way to change a belief is through a new experience. And so when you do something or something happens to you, I had a daughter die, and in that very moment, I had a whole bunch of beliefs that died and a whole bunch of new ones that were formed. It didn't take time. So when you have an experience that happens, so you can give yourself this experience. And the trainings that I do, the things we're going to offer you guys to do, these put the power back in your hands. You don't have to feel like you need anything outside of you because you have the ability to create this. Your mind doesn't care if you're physically doing it, if you're imagining it, or if you're remembering it. It's all the same thing. Your mind creates only in that one way. And when it creates it as a visual, and then it has the feelings that you had, and you think about how vivid some of those images were. Did you feel the key in your hand? Did you touch that box? Did you feel that sense of abundance all around you where you could just reach your finger up and right there was the solution? You can repeat this until this becomes so palpable and so real to you that with just one thought, one little thing, put your hand on your heart, say yes, snap your fingers, you can go instantly back to that state. And when you're in that state, you are now reconnected to that new agreement, that new commitment. So the key to this is to take whatever it is you discovered and then remind yourself of it every day. You can buy these audios and repeat it, or you can just take a few minutes and put yourself right back there. Just say yes, put your hands on your heart, take a deep breath in. Abundance. Feel that state. Athletes, astronauts, top business people around the world use this kind of mental practice and programming to create their success and to make their success easy, because after a period of time, like we talked about, this will become natural. And that's what we want for you. We want you to, yes, it takes a little bit of focus at first, because you're going to have to be aware the minute you start being dragged off into that negative lack and contracting feeling, because those aren't truths. But you will become faster and faster at recognizing that and be able to pull yourself back over. And then you're going to see yourself able to take actions towards the things that you want, accept and expect and believe at a deeper level that you can have the things that you want, and you're going to start to see the results more quickly, because you'll be more aware of the solutions that are there. You'll be more willing to step up and take action on them, make the phone call or whatever, and then you'll stay in the follow-up. And then the most important part is the receiving, and you want to make sure that you're programming yourself to be worthy of what you work for, because one of the biggest blocks I see for people is they'll do all kinds of work to achieve something, but they don't feel worthy of it. They don't believe they deserve it. They don't believe they should keep it at a core level, and so they either block actually receiving it or enjoying it, or they have some program that will come up and make them get rid of it. Something will happen and you'll have to spend the money, So you want to make sure that you stay focused, because I can tell you the results I have with my clients with this is phenomenal. I have a client who, she'd been on the Today Show, she'd had a best-selling book, she'd had massive success, and then she'd gone off and got engaged, closed everything down. Her fiancé dumped her. She had to start over from scratch. When I met her, she was just getting up. She was able to pay her bills and everything, but she really wants to create a big business and to impact people, and she's in the self-personal growth field. And she had issues around her worthiness with money, and having been, had been in this relationship and then lost it, there was a fear of loss. And there was a fear of rejection because she'd been rejected. And that was just a pattern that was replayed from her childhood. It was a pattern that kept replaying, and it was going to replay in her business, and she was finding it in a pattern with her clients. So once we were able to put a completely new program in there, and she was able to go out and create in a year $300,000 days. And that was the first time she was not even to go. She had an opportunity to speak, and she found out it wasn't on the main stage, and she couldn't sell, and all these limitations, and she almost didn't go. And instead, we immediately went in, we flipped her switch back on to, you don't buy into what you see around you. You stay focused on the truth of what you're doing. You're there for a reason. You're there on purpose. And she got up and she lived her purpose instead of worrying about what everybody was going to think and if she wasn't going to be good enough or whatever it was. And she turned that day into $130,000 with about a month's follow-up. So and she did about, I think, $405,000 that year from less than 30 the previous year. So that's just one example of what's possible for you right now if you go in and you take it seriously that you've got to change your programming.
That's phenomenal. It's exciting because it's taken a long time for this programming to set in. It's taken us years, but it seems like we can really get out of it quickly, and that's fantastic. And I know that you've mentioned about an offer that you put together especially for our wonderful, amazing audience. And I'd like to give everybody the link, and then maybe you can just go through and discuss what you put together for us. The link is www.LiveBigMedia.com/Rich, RICH. And that's www.LiveBigMedia.com/Rich. So, Nan, please let us know what's going on in this package here.
So what I did was I had a lot of fun because your topic is abundance, and it's about awakening to abundance. And I love that title because that's what we do. We have to wake up to the fact that we're already abundant, that it's already been given to us, and that it's our programming and our lack of instruction on how to run, this thing that we're in, this vehicle that we're running around in. And so I wanted to make sure that people had an opportunity to master that mind, increase their results, and really get to the level of abundance that they want. So first of all, we put together, I think it's worth about $1,800, maybe more, the whole bundle. And we're doing this for only $97. So the first thing is that's a no-brainer. So click your button and get over there right now. So the first thing in there is the course I mentioned earlier. It's my best-selling course called Flip Your Rich Switch. That's a $500 course. And what you do is you get, every day, you get instructions on exactly what to do that day. It goes through 30 days, and the first couple of days we have you get ready. You set your goals, you do different things, and then because you have to have an idea of what it is you want to create, because this system will help you start to create and manifest very quickly. And then what there is there's 3 different routines throughout the month. And there's an audio, there's a tiny little video, a little mind movie, and then there's some writing exercises. And you can get through the audio and the video in less than 15 minutes. And so you can spend 15 minutes a day, or you can spend 30 minutes a day, or longer if you want. So what I do recommend is you do the audio and the video, and then you take a little bit of time, at least a few minutes, to write down what you've experienced and the other things that we guide you in there. But if you can set aside 15 to 30 minutes a day, you can literally accelerate your results and start to manifest what you want more accurately, help yourself create new habits, install new mindsets. You're going to be developing new neural pathways in your brain. You're going to develop the habit of looking for what's right, looking for the solutions you need, and focusing on what you want. Well, the natural outcome of all of that is getting what you want and getting it much more quickly and more accurately. So you just simply do that, and it's not more information. I think there's so much information overload right now. I didn't want to give you something that was like, here's a whole course to learn about XYZ. I wanted to give you an experiential thing that you can just put your headphones on, press the button, and then away you go. And the instructions are all there, but it's working on multiple levels because I've been working with mind for many, many years. So you need to use headphones. There's binaural beats in there that are going to take your brainwaves into theta, into relaxed state, so we can go directly into your subconscious. You're not going to have a resistance with your conscious mind. If you aren't good at meditating or focusing, you didn't need to worry about it. That's what this is for. I'm not telling you just go sit down and stare at a candle, which was the first way I meditated way, way, way back in the dark ages. You don't have to do that kind of tedious stuff and try to manage all the thoughts that are going through your brain. This is going to help you just relax. There's some beautiful music, and it will just take you right where you need to go. So this is the core course. I give every one of my clients. They're all required to do it. And after the 30 days, you can repeat it. This course has been out for several years. I'll still use it, or I'll do something similar. I'll create a new routine. But we're also encoding you on all the different levels. So it's going to be going in through your eyes visually. That's a very important way of programming yourself with the mind movie, with the video. And the video has music, and it has affirmations, and it has images, and so it's embedding, it's coming in every possible way that we can be going in there to rewire you, to reprogram you. So that's an absolute must for anybody, and the great thing is you can use it for any goal at all. You can find your soulmate, make more money, find a client, solve a problem, whatever it is. You decide what you focus on in it. So it's very versatile, and it really is a foundational thing that people should not live without. Sort of like don't leave home without it with American Express. And then I wanted to give everybody 2 months free in my new community, which is called the League of Extraordinary Women, and men are welcome as well. But this is a New Feminine Success Club, and essentially it's $97 a month, so that's a $200 value. You don't have to stay in it at all. You can cancel any time. If you want to stay in it, then you can pay us $97 at that point, but you get 2 months free. And what you get with that is not only a community that's committed to how the new economy is running. This is what this essentially is. Our economy has shifted. The way that we interact, connect, and do business has changed, and many people are confused. So you're going to get 3 videos that are going to address your power, your voice, your money, every month, and then there's going to be a call with me where I'll train, I'll do hypnosis, I'll do more processes like what we did, and you'll have all the recordings, you'll be able to use those, and you'll also be able to ask me questions on that call. And that's brand new, we're launching that, so I'm really happy to welcome people into that. And then I'm also going to give people an Unlock Your Abundance Within You session with me, and that's a $650 value, and we'll get together on the phone privately. We'll record it so you can have it, and we'll literally walk through, and I'll talk to you and see where I see that you are blocking your abundance. This is one of my specialties. I can see where people, when I start talking to you, I can see where your money is, your opportunities are, where you're blocking it, where you're leaking it, and that will give you an opportunity to take what we do today and your Rich Switch and anything else that you're working on and actually get private guidance from me. And finally, I want to give everybody a ticket to my next live event. And at the event, we do live processes like this. It's very experiential, very interactive. We reprogram our mindset, we strategize for our goals, and we have a lot of fun. So all of those things together, like I said, are worth, I think, over $1,800, and they're just for you guys, $97. So I would click that switch right now so you can flip your switch. The sooner you get started, the sooner you're going to unlock that abundance and see that right now in this very moment, there are opportunities for exactly what you're seeking.
That is a very generous offer, Nan. This has been a very informative call. You've given us so much. Again, that link is at www.livebigmedia.com/rich. That's LIVE bigmedia.com/RICH. I'm looking forward to this offer as well. This call has been fantastic. Nan, it's been great having you on this call today. I think we all learned so much from you. Do you have any final thoughts before we go?
Well, I think what I'd mostly like to say is that, we are so under-earning, under-achieving, under-receiving, under-enjoying life. There's so much stress and struggle and confusion right now, and yet we're not even sitting on a tipping point. I literally believe we've already tipped over, but we're not aware of it. We just don't really recognize. So things have changed a lot for people, and I know that people are searching. Maybe they're confused. Maybe they've gone through loss. Maybe they're, trying to figure out what their purpose is or what's next for you. And I want you to start with the premise that absolutely whatever it is that's deep within you, that's your desire, start right now and expect to get it, own it, believe you deserve it, no matter what anybody else, even the closest people to you, think. Keep it to yourself if you need to, and then operate from that the solution absolutely has to be there. Really own the law of polarity. It has to be here. It is here. It's here right now, because if you can begin to maintain that, you will open up your life to a magical place, and you can do it quickly. And then just remember, I don't even know you personally, but I believe in you 1,000%. And I'm sending you that energy right now, and I want you to borrow it and use it anytime you have doubt, because I can tell you I've been through the most dramatic and traumatic ups and downs in my life, and if I'm still here and I can find joy and purpose, and I have mastered my emotions and my mind to the point where I don't have to play that roller coaster, and I can achieve my results, whatever they are, no matter how crazy they are, whatever I dream up, you can too. So please, please decide that you are absolutely going to master your mind and take your power back, because that is the key to you living your purpose, and then the rest of us are the ones that are going to benefit, and that's how you can really serve.
That's great. Nan, thank you so much. We really enjoyed having you, and we look forward to speaking with you again.
Thank you. I appreciate it.